Namaskar, welcome to fortune telling training. We are discussing about Rahu and Ketu and its impact on various aspects in both Rahu system of Naadi astrology and as well as in Parashara. So this video also we will start with a prayer. Apadam Pahartaram Dhataram Sarvasampadam Lokabhiramam Sri Ramam Bhuyo Bhuyo Namamyam. Om Sri Hanumate Namaha. Now Rahu and Ketu. Rahu and Ketu. Now, moon will act like a Rahu or Ketu if it is eclipsed by Rahu or Ketu. This is one sentence. So, what does it mean? If there is Rahu and moon, both are in the same sign, and if Rahu is approaching the moon, that means if Rahu is higher degrees than the moon, that means he will be approaching the moon. And if there are no planet in between, then moon will act like Rahu. Is that clear? Very clear. Similarly, if Rahu instead of Rahu, if Ketu is higher degrees and if the moon is lesser degree, then Ketu will be approaching the moon. Then also moon will act like Ketu. In both the cases, either Rahu or Ketu approaching the moon, there should not be any planet in between. Then only moon will act like either Rahu or Ketu. Clear? So what does it mean by acting like Ketu and acting like Rahu? Rahu is more materialistic, more Maya, more artificiality, more illusion, more meditative, more imaginative, more magical, more excited. All these things will be there. But the original nature of the moon, change, non-monotonous. Then chapala means a fickle-mindedness, chanchalatva, traveling, that is repeatedly thinking differently. All this nature of moon will not change. With that addition, it will be enhanced, multiplied, and excitement will be there when the Rahu is also, even moon start acting like Rahu. So that means the original qualities, Karakatva of the moon will not get changed. Now when you are talking about Parashara also, the lord of a house, moon, suppose he is the Lagna lord, he is a Lagna lord. And if he is approached by Rahu, as a Lagna lord, lordship Lagna is the same. He is quite calm because lordship of Lagna is supposed to be good for results. But the quality, Karakatva of the planet as a moon, then he will have this excitement, eccentricity, everything. That means Rahu will also act like Lagnadipati with the qualities of the moon. So this distinction you should have it. In Nadi, there is no Lagna or Bhava. They are taking wherever they are sitting, the place as the original place, and we are attributing it because the Lagna is totally different. Concept in Lagna in Lagna in Rahu system of Nadi is utmost importance. It is foolish to say that we do not take Lagna in Rahu system of Naadi astrology. It is foolish to say that there are no bhavas in Rahu system of Naadi astrology. The bhava starts from the Karakatva itself. So this is a fundamental theory which has to be learned properly. Without learning properly, only by superficial analysis of Bhrigunandi Naadi, you cannot claim expertise. It has to be done systematically as possible, as systematically as prescribed by the Parashara, as systematically prescribed by any other classical text. like Varahamira, like in Saravali, like in Jataka Parijata, all those things matters definitely will have an impact in the Naadi system of Naadi astrology. And only thing is there the houses concept is not there. That is Bhava concept is not there, but Taraka Bhava is there. That is bhava means the expression of the feeling of the bhava is there that we have to consider. Without considering that nadi only be only karakatva. Karakatva contains both bhava and Naisargika and Bhavakarakatva. All this put together it becomes Bhavakarakatva. Therefore, considering Nadi, Rav system of Nadi, is more classical approach is totally different. That is why I am starting. I am having class for both Parashara and Nadi simultaneously. Both are distinguished. It is nothing like we are not taking Bhava into Nadi, nor we are taking Nadi into Parashara. No, no. Each individually it is distinguishedly analyzed. So therefore, but what is said in Bhrigunandi Nadi, as we call it Bhrigunandi Nadi, which is actually Rav system of Nadi astrology, it contains a lot of secrets. Rav Saab himself says what will happen in sixth house from that particular planet. So sixth place from the particular planet, eighth place from the particular planet. It is here discussed subtly. The principles what he has described is totally different. Therefore, that I am taking a different professional classes for Raghunandanadi and I am taking a different professional classes for Parashara so that you will understand both the systems structurally so that you can apply the things properly. This is exactly the idea. Now, the basic thing is now we understood if is higher degrees and if moon is in lower degrees, Rahu will be eclipsing the moon, provided there are no planets in between moon and Rahu. Similarly, Ketu will be approaching moon and moon will act like Ketu. If Ketu degrees are higher and moon degrees are less in the same sign or in the different sign, it hardly matters any degree, but because he is approaching sign wise. That is, sign degrees has to be seen only in the same sign, not in the subsequent sign. Subsequent signs he already progressed one sign. Therefore, you can take only his approaching Rahu, approaching the sign itself, you have to take it. Right? That is Rahu in Apasavya only in South Indian chart, Apasavya count has to be done. In North Indian chart, Apasavya count has to be done. That is left to right. In North Indian chart, left to right you have to take it. In South Indian chart, right to left you have to take for Rahu and Ketu. Counting has to be done like that. So now, therefore, Moon will act like Rahu or Ketu if he is approached by either Rahu or Ketu, and condition is there should be no planet in between. Then, apart from it, fifth and ninth Achadana is there. For Rahu and Ketu, Achadana is there. That is influence on the fifth sign and the ninth sign. Irrespective of degrees here. That's what I'm telling. Fifth and ninth are irrespective of degrees. If moon is in fifth Rahu, moon will act like Rahu. If moon is fifth from the Ketu, moon will act like a Ketu, irrespective of whether there is planets or not. Fifth and ninth. So in between fifth and ninth, either fifth or ninth, right? Only thing is approaching should be there. What happens, I'll tell you. Now, for example, Rahu is in Mesha, right? Rahu is in Mesha. Rahu is approaching from the right to left in South Indian chart. That is Rahu in Aries, then he will go to Pisces, then he will go to Aquarius, then he will go to Capricorn, then he will go to Jupiter. Therefore, he is now Jupiter is there, Venus is there. Rahu has got directly link with Jupiter and Venus, right? But now the question is here if you take, because two planets are there, you have to consider degrees. Only one planet is there, no consideration degrees. Two planets are there. So in the two planets, Jupiter is higher degrees. Jupiter is 20 degrees. That means Rahu will be approaching the degree-wise first Jupiter, then he will approach Venus. Therefore, first Jupiter will get the effect of the Rahu, then Venus also will act like Rahu. But only thing is, Venus is lesser degrees. After getting the effect of the Jupiter, Rahu effect of the Jupiter, then the Jupiter and Rahu, that is Venus is approaching Jupiter. Venus is approaching Jupiter. Therefore, Venus will have the Jupiter Rahu effect of the Jupiter. Rahu effect if the Jupiter. Rahu effect with the Jupiter. That is, Venus will have two planets effect, Jupiter effect and as well as the Rahu effect. So there is a change in attitude here. So that is Achadana, fifth and ninth. Therefore, even if it is there, what ultimately planet, which planet is linking to whom is more important. Now, in this other side, Rahu on the back side, ninth of Saturn is there. There is no problem at all because Rahu is not coming from this side. Rahu is only going like this. Going like this. After seventh, Ketu will take over. Therefore, up to seventh only you have to see. Any planet within seventh only you have to see. There are no planets except Venus. Mars is there, Mercury, Sun is there. That's secondary part. We will discuss later on. But Achadana is there. Rahu is directly linking Jupiter. Later on, it is coming to Venus with the Jupiter effect. Therefore, Venus will get the effect of Jupiter and Rahu. Right? That means Venus, his bhoga, is noble, is noble loga. Because Jupiter is there, no? Noble loga. But with Rahu effect. That means it is untraditional way of bhoga. That is also I can say here. Untraditional way of bhoga. I will not say further about this. This you can think many of these things. Naturally, my mind goes here and there or anything. So that sort of attitude is here. There are so many controlling factors also there that we'll see later. But basically, now it can say bhoga, guru, Raspati, isn't it? Dharma, bhoga, dharma, adharma. Bhoga, dharma, adharma. Then when you say bhoga, dharma, dharma is also there, adharma is also there in bhoga. So both the things are considered here. So this sort of qualities the Venus will be getting. And Jupiter will be getting bhoga, that is adharma, that is dharma, adharma, bhoga. That is bhoga is because bhoga is smaller degrees. It is the previous dharma, it was an expertise. Now it has turned into a bhoga of adharma. So many aspects can be told here. With this only Rahu, Venus, and Jupiter, you can write a story, a full story about his bhoga, about his jiva, about his purva janma, about his meditation, about his magical powers, about his dharma. Many things can be told here. You can write a small booklet, only these three planets in Naadi. Only these three planets can give lot of information. Whole day we can discuss. One whole day we can discuss about only these three planets. That is Achadana. Here Saturn is going towards Rahu, but in between Moon is there. Therefore, there is no Rahu doesn't reach Rahu. Saturn doesn't reach Rahu at all. But Saturn is reaching only to the Moon only. Moon. Yes, Moon doesn't go backside. He is not going to retrograde. Therefore, there is no question of Rahu having aspect of Moon. Now, Ketu is approaching Saturn. In between, there are no planets. Ketu is approaching Saturn. Saturn is going away. That means Saturn is facing him. That means even the Ketu effect is also not there on the Saturn. So there is no moksha effect. But say truth, Saturn, though he is Vakri, as a Vakri, he is having third aspect of the Ketu. That is, the karma has independent nature. The karma has got independent power to get into the philosophical spiritual attitude, or rejection, or moksha, or tyaga. Ketu himself, because he is retrograde, Vakri, Chestabala. Therefore, he can take a decision to remove all these things and go for sannyasa. He has the capacity because he is Vakri, he is very strong. But whereas Ketu does not himself pull the Saturn towards moksha marga. So Ketu, though Ketu is approaching, He is retrograde. He is going the other side of it. So this is the beauty of this particular aspect, Rahu Ketu aspect, how they act like moon or Ketu, and how it is taken into account. This is one part. Second part is here Maya Manaha Bhati Rahugrasta Chandraha Moksham Ichhati Ketu Grahastha. So Maya Mana Bhati Rahugrasta. Maya Mana, the mind becomes Maya, magical mind. Moon eclipse Rahu will become illusioned, eccentric and materialistic. That is Maya Mana. Maya Mana Bhati Rahugrasta Chandra. So Maya Mana, it's all magical. It becomes more magical. It's a wonderful feeling, Rahu approaching moon is a wonderful feeling. They have got a lot of imagination, intuitional power, meditative power, and out other than the world, beyond certain world, like black hole, something totally different. They can experience many things. Moon and Rahu effect will be there. And many people are given moon and Rahu. There is a problem. Problems will be there for everywhere. You are not supposed to think of problems. You are think of what is the, for example, people say, Rahu approaching moon, danger to mother. It is an ordinary small note, that's all. It's a note, it's a warning, just a note. Rahu approaching. Rahu is because suddenness. Something sudden may happen to mother, but it can also sudden, it can be a realization. All of a sudden, Hanumanta may appear to him. All of a sudden, Ganapati may appear to him. All of a sudden, she may get a meditative mood. All of a sudden, she may feel very exalted and very highly emotional. Why should only danger? In Naadi, the indication danger is one part of the 1,000th part of prediction. 999 predictions, out of it, 90% is positive. What we have been told, Rahu or moon, danger to mother. Danger to mother will be there, but only thing is you have to see whether that period is good, running good or bad. That period is not taken here. Only transits are taken. Period lots are considered into period. But period itself, what about Muhurta? What about Muhurta? What about the time factor? What about the month lord, Hora lord, day lord? What about the Dasha lord? What are the bhavas running? And in those bhavas, if there are difficulties going on, those difficulties are attributed to mother. During that period, Rahu as a planet of Aghata, it may cause problem. So without seeing all those things, simply telling Rahu coming on a moon danger to mother is one out of 1,000. There are many good things which you will forget about. But we will be creating complex and fear complex in the people by telling this sort of short note, short noted, short sighted predictions. This is an example. Even in Varahamira, Vigraha Yoga is there. He has taken only one or two examples of Karakatva, and then he has allowed you to use your Uha Poha, use your imaginations and illusions and intuitions, then build up many predictions like that. He himself has given the permission. It's a Shastrokta. Same principle is being adopted here, Karakatva to Karakatva. But Karakatva is the 1/4 of the prediction, 1/5 of the prediction. Another 1/4, other 4/5 has to be considered properly, which is not considered. Therefore, don't bother about it. Now try to understand Rahu. That is Maya Manaha Bhati Rahu Grasta Chandra. Maya Manaha Bhati. It's an illusion world. That is Mana. And what happened to the Karakatva of the planet? That Karaka of the Karaka indicated by the planet moon is mother or mother-in-law, or it can be elder sister. So whom are you going to attribute? So unless you decide which moon you are studying, which moon you are studying, as a mother, as a mother-in-law, as a elder sister, as a lover, which moon you are studying, whom it is dangerous. So therefore, that classification has to be done according to your theory of Dasha Bhukti, or your theory of Baba analysis, your theory of, based on that, you have to do. Then analyze which one, which particular point, which particular karaka of that particular moon is endangered. So without all this calculation, simply saying Rahu coming on the moon, mother is dangerous. No. But what happens sometimes when you see an incident, mother is dead, then you find moon is also traveling over the moon or second to the moon or 12th to the moon somewhere. Then so moon is there, therefore it has happened. No, it is not because it has happened because many reasons. One among the combination is Rahu involving there because it is suddenness. It is not really the accident, it is suddenness. All of a sudden happened without any warning. For that reason, it is shown. It is not because of danger. Before that, she must have enjoyed life also. We don't know that. 1.5 year period, out of 1.5 year period, only 1 year, 5 months she must have enjoyed, and the fifth month she must have died. This set of many clarifications will be there. Therefore, it's Samagra Adhyayana. Samagra Adhyayana is very much essential. Not half-baked knowledge is always dangerous. Now, therefore, Maya Manha Bhate Rahu Grasta Chandraha Moksham Ichchati Ketu Grasta. Moksham Ichchati. And any planet which is acting like a Ketu will have Moksham Ichchati. That is, it is get rid of that Karakatva. Moksha means not that moksha. Moksha means moksha michhati. Any planet which is having Ketu effect, it will lose its signification. It doesn't. Suppose if Venus is there, bhoga is bhoga tyaga, buddhi tyaga. Mercury is buddhi tyaga, Mars ahankara tyaga, Jupiter daivagna tyaga, karma tyaga, Saturn. So naturally, when Rahu is transiting on Ketu, what will happen? Mohatyaga. That is moksha tyaga. When you tyaga moksha, then you will become more materialistic. Right? Tyaga tyaga. That is Ketu over Ketu, tyaga tyaga. That means rejections. So this sort of things happen. That is any planet. But whereas Chandra, only Maya Manaha Bhati Rao Chandra. Maya Manaha comes only for the moon. Because moon acts like a mini planet. I told you. Moon acts like all the planet. Therefore, that's why moon is taken as a Maya Manaha Bhati Ravagrasta Chandra. As I said, that Moksha Michhati Ketu Grasta. Any planet with Moksha, it will get Moksha Michhati. That is, it gets rid of the Karakatva. This is the beauty of this. Right? But anywhere, the condition is very simple. There should not be any planet in between. If there is any planet in between, there is no question of accepting it. Right? Here, in this case, in this example, I'm telling you, same. I'm taking this moksha karaka. See, Ketu is approaching moon. There are no planets here within 6 times, within 6 degrees. Seven. From within that, any planet is approaching. Automatically, it need not go fifth also. Here, Ketu is approaching Saturn. There are no planets in between. Therefore, Ketu is approaching. That means Saturn, karma tyaga should happen. But whereas Saturn is retrograde, Saturn is going towards the moon. Therefore, karma tyaga is not there. Because if Saturn is not retrograde, then karma tyaga. It is not there. Karma is going away. Karma is going towards the moon. It thinks moon, present karma. What is the present karma? What I should do? I am not bothered about tyaga. It doesn't do any tyaga at all. Therefore, Ketu acting like a Venus here because he is sitting in the Venus house. There are no other planets. He is acting like a Venus. Bhoga. Bhoga tyaga is not there. There was no bhoga tyaga. I did all the bhoga. No, bhoga karma. All bhoga karma I did it. So therefore no tyaga. So this is the secret here. Now coming back to my example here, the third aspect. Rahu in Aries. Rahu is in Aries. Okay. Rahu is in Aries. Having Achadana on Venus, 9, 9, it is Rahu degrees. Rahu degrees is 7 degrees, right? 7.31, that is 8 degrees. And whereas Venus is 930, very close. First thing is Venus. That is Bhoga. That is Apasavya Bhoga. That is Bhoga. In the Bhoga, you will have Apasavya. Apasavya means what? It not stay, which is Maya Bhoga. Naturally, I was interested in films. I was interested in seeing films. I was interested in acting films. I was interested in dramas. I was interested in all these bhogas, and I was very much interested in love affairs. No doubt in the youth, I was, of course, I look very smart. I used to look more smart. So I used to have that. Yes, I was very much attracted to women. It was there. Jupiter is higher degrees, crossed Rahu effect. Therefore, Venus has Rahu effect of Maya and illusion. So therefore, Jupiter is there. Jupiter is already having the Mars effect, that is Rahu effect. So, but nobility, equally I have got the nobility with eccentric thoughts, with eccentric Vidya, with Maya Vidya. What is Maya Vidya? These occult sciences and psychology. All this I learned only because of this. That is how the effect Rahu in Aries has got the effect of on Venus and Jupiter. Maya and illusion. Maya and illusion. These are what to astrology is Maya and illusion only. I create, I read psychology. Most important thing is psychology here. The person who comes here says Hava, Bhava, what color he is wearing. Although with based on this, we'll tell many things. It's all the tactics of illusion. Ketu, though having Achadana and Saturn Leo, having no planet in Virgo does not influence Saturn as Saturn is retro. That's why I told you already, I've talked about it. Mars in Capricorn. Here, Mars in Capricorn. He is aspecting, fourth aspect to Rahu. When your planet is aspecting, he is throwing his influence on the other planet. That whatever he has got in the Thaila, jo bhi bhar ke aaya, whatever he has got, he is giving it to Rahu. Hand over many of his gifts to his Naisargika and Bhava, Karaka, Bhavadipati, everything he will hand over to Mars. And Mars acts like a Mars, Rahu acts like a Mars because he is sitting in the Mars house. Now Mars is Ashrayadata who is exalted. Ashrayadata, he is a host, chief host for Rahu, and he is exalted. He is in a blessing mood. Okay, do whatever you want to give and freedom to Rahu. Do whatever you want to. Yes, 10,000 is yours, and fifth house also yours. Fifth house is Vidya, Brahma Vidya. Take it, yeah, use it for astrology. Take to the heights. Do it whatever you want. Research, do it. And he given that all the liberty to him. Rahu does all the mark signification. Now, in this act, when it comes to the question of Parashara, I'm telling Parashara, Rahu sitting in the 10th. His Rahu acts like 8th Lord also. He is the Karaka for the 8th Lord. Rahu also similar to Saturn, Karaka for the longevity. Rahu is sitting in the 10th, one of the longevity houses. Then one of the longevity houses. That is third house is the longevity, right? Eighth house is the longevity, eighth to eighth is third is the longevity, third to third is again longevity, that is it becomes, that is exactly, this 10th also becomes longevity, eighth to third, eighth to 10th, 8, 9, 10, third house from eighth, also longevity, and sitting in the longevity house, and he is operating, he becomes the Shakaraka of the longevity, eighth house after operating, third house operating, and then almost all the thing, and he is connected to Maraka. Who has given? Mars has given the Marakasta, and he is sitting in the one of the Maraka's house. Who has attained Marakaship? The Lord has become the Maraka. Therefore, Rahu also becomes Maraka, and he is eighth Karaka. Eighth Lasha is running, Maraka Dasha is running, and Rahu, and also seventh is 10th to 10th. Seventh is 10th to 10th because Rahu is taking over seventh house, and he is the 10th house. 10th to 10th house. The double in the Rahu period, he will get double famous. He will extraordinary famous. He will glow me like anything. He will take me to the heights during his Rahu period. Rahu period. He will take me. Rahu Jupiter again. Rahu Jupiter also it's a good house. Rahu Jupiter is in one house with the Venus. He will take Jupiter. Afterwards comes Saturn. Saturn is in second house. Saturn is the seventh lord. Exchange with the second lord, and he has got Rahu has got Achadana of the Saturn connected. Therefore, in Rahu Saturn, he is going to put the end screen for my life, the end screen of my life. You can note down. Okay. You can Jupiter, Rahu Saturn. During Rahu Saturn, in appropriate Rahu Saturn, it will be about 3 years time. During the 3 years time, because most probably in the Sun period or in the Mars period or in the Mercury period, you will take me out. It's a clear cut. At that particular moment, Ketu will be on Saturn, and Jupiter will be on Rahu. Jupiter connection will come, and Ketu Saturn connection will come automatically. Then the end of the period, according to Naadi, will be. That is, you have to see the Dashamukti, then you have to see all these things. Then only you will get the correct result of it. So this is how Samagra Adhyayana of Nadi Bheda Parashara. Okay. Thank you. Meet you in the next video.